Well, hello, and welcome back to Soul Search Sunday with Johnny Tiger on May 26, 2024. I'm rant alert. So this episode is not going to be quite as calm and happy and inspirational and all that stuff as our normal episode because today I got something I want to get off my chest. Now, I'm going to be as fair as I can be and as a non uh, judgmental or all that stuff as I can be. But this is something that I feel need to be addressed. Um, so recently, there has been a there is a company that just released some action figures. Uh, some of their figures have been in the hands of collectors, and this is pretty much their first venture into selling action figures. And honestly, the figures, even though I haven't gotten them in my hand yet, I will soon. Um, by going by all the reviews and videos out there, figures are great. Okay, there's no question in my mind that I'm going to love these figures when I get them in my grubby little paws. But a recent experience between them and a friend of mine has proven to me that this company's customer service, uh, I I'm just going to be kind and say can use some polishing. Okay, I wanted to go much harsher than that, but since I am trying to be nice, I'm going to just say that the customer service really needs some work. Now, for a complete um, read through of the exchange between my friend and the company, for transparency's sake, I'm going to put up a addendum short video after I upload this video so you guys can read the transcript of what transpired between my friend and the company and how the conversation went down. I have removed my friend's name. I have removed all the identifying details from the exchange, so that it's not going to point at a certain person or a certain company. And I'm going to refrain from mentioning the company's name. Reason being, I honestly they didn't do anything wrong to me personally, so I don't feel that it would be right for me to nail them to the cross too harshly. And secondly, they are new at this, so I imagine there's going to be some growing pain, and maybe this is one of them. Okay, so I'm willing to move beyond this. I might even buy from them again, although at this point I feel that I might not, just because uh, of their lack of customer service and just the attitude that they've shown my friend. To put it in context, when this company first announced their figures, I tried my damnedest to convince my friend that this is great and we should go in and order together. And him and I went in on this venture and ordered over $500 worth of action figures. Now this is quite big, okay? $500 is nothing to laugh at in any day, and not to mention. I was the one who talked my friend into this, so I feel like my honor is a little bit on the line here. So feel hearing that he went through this unpleasantness with them make me feel like that I'm somewhat a little bit responsible. Not really, but it just makes me feel bad that I talked him into this, and now he had this unpleasant exchange with the company. Now he is not totally blameless. I'm going to be very try to be as neutral as I can, and I'm going to point out things that he did wrong as well. Uh, But I would be lying if I say that I'm not going to be biased because come on, one side is my friend, my one of my very best friends, whom talked into this venture, and we both spent we spent like $500 on this company who have pretty much no street cred at that point. That this is like I said their first venture, and on the other end is a action figure company that uh, did some questionable things and respond to their unhappy customer in some questionable manner and have really kind of a bad attitude. So obviously, I'm leaning toward my friend. So I can't say I'm not biased, but I'm going to try to be as fair and neutral as I can in talking about this. Now, like I said, I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but it's not Four Horsemen. It's not Desiree Studio. It is not Spiral Studio, aka Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. It's not those three. Okay. Uh, I think those of you who are really in the now about action figure, what's new, what's coming, you can probably reach your own conclusion, but we'll just leave it at that. But if you are really interested in checking out the fact and read the text transcript of what went down, like I said, there's going to be a short video after this one with the screenshot of the edited version of what went down between them. Now, since I'm going to put the transcript in the short video, I'm not going to go through it blow by blow here. But I know we have some visually impaired, non-visual viewer of the video of this channel that won't be able to follow what's going on the short video. So I'm going to basically summarize what went down. Okay, in my own word, I'm going to paraphrase what went down. So, um, first, me and my friend received a notification that our figures were going to get shipped by UPS. And then my friend sent a very, very uh, annoyed, angry. Okay, we'll go with angry because his email was on the aggressive side. Uh, he wasn't swearing or cussing out the company. That's not the way my friend does things. But he was very assertive, and he did call them. He did hint that maybe their shipping department was incompetent and stuff like that. That and he did accuse them of making a profit off of our shipping uh, and then go with the cheapest possible shipping option for them, and it's going to end up costing us a lot of money. Which honestly, that when I saw the UPS shipping notice, that pissed me off too. Okay, because a lot of you guys in the US, you probably don't know this. A lot of you, I hope there's any seller, action figure maker or seller watching this. Okay, this is just something I need all of you to know. When you send FedEx, or UPS, especially if you go with the cheapest option, which is ground, FedEx ground, UPS ground, when it gets to this end, they are going to hit your customer up for a lot of money, and that it's not tax. That those is not custom duty that we're talking about. It's what they call brokerage fee, a handling fee, process fee, and it can go up to as much as 60% of the value of what we bought, sometimes more. Which means for our $500 action figure order, we would be looking at least $100, but most likely close to $200, $300 uh, brokerage handling fee on this end because they ship UPS. Okay, that's why my friend flew off the handle. I'm not saying that the way he approached it was necessarily how I would approach it. I'm not saying that it was necessarily tactful to send that email the way he did. Um, like personally speaking, I would have waited for the figures to get here, and then when I get hit with that brokerage fee and have to deal with that. Then that's when I would whinge out and reach out and maybe send that email. But my friend was kind of he didn't jump the gun. So when he saw that the company shipped using UPS, which, by the way, you can see in the initial email. He even mentioned when we placed our order, we very specifically said, do not ship UPS. Please ship using USPS. Because when you ship USPS, all we have to pay would be $10 handling fee and then whatever import charges and taxes. And that part we don't mind. Okay, like those are legal stuff that you have to pay anyway if you want to import stuff. Those we don't mind. But getting nailed by UPS or FedEx Ground for 50, 60% of like handling fee and brokerage fee is nonsense. So okay, no, that sets a stage for a little bit of an explosion on my friend's part when he saw that, oh wow, even though they promised us that, even though we told them they didn't actually promise us, I would say, but even though we mentioned please do not ship UPS to, please use USPS, um, they used UPS. I think they even told us that they would use USPS when we initially contacted them. At least that's what I can infer from the email exchange. So, anyway, my friend sent a very unhappy email to the toy maker and expressed his displeasure in no uncertain terms. Um, and yes, like I said, that wasn't a very friendly email. Okay, um, and then the toy maker responded uh, and basically said, "Oh yeah, sorry, we decided to switch to UPS because we were getting things rejected using USPS International. Things were getting returned to us from custom, so we switched to UPS. Oh yeah, and by the way, we sent your package in two shipment. Okay." Like I don't know which part was it that they didn't get. We were, or my friend was already whinging out, freaking out about having to pay brokerage and a handling fee for one shipment. And then they went, and then we sent your package in two shipment. So, okay, in my friend's mind, it's like, you got to be effing kidding me. Like, I already have to pay like hundreds of dollars for receiving one shipment even though I told you not to use UPS, and now you're telling me you're sending two shipment, and now I have to pay that brokerage fee twice. So that did not serve to calm him down at all. So things were said and assumptions were made. There were uh, attitude on both sides, and in the end, basically, the company went and just said, "Well, we're sorry, but this is just how it is. If you don't like the way fees work, why don't you become a politician? Why don't you run for office and change things?" Like, well, okay, guys, that is not that is not the right thing to say to a customer. Okay, this is not a time to get sarcastic. This is not a time to get snobbish, especially when said customer supported your first ever venture into action figure world. Especially when this uh, customer and his friend bought like $500 worth of figures from you on your first venture. Okay, but this is not a time to get uppity like that. And then they further said in their response, if you don't like it, you can you're welcome to just decline the shipment and send it back and get a refund. Okay, we waited for our pre-order action figure for almost a year, and you are just going to say, well, if you don't like it, you just send it back for a refund. Really? Really? So all that wasted time is for nothing. Like, so basically, you are saying, F you, this is how we do business. You don't like it, don't buy it. I, they didn't put it in that term, but that's what would read from that, and that's what my friend read from it. Okay, so that's basically the whole exchange. Now it turns out in the end that we didn't have to pay brokerage fee, not because of any thing wrong on our end, but the company underrepresented the value of their action figure. So when you send things, when you ship things internationally, you have to on the custom form, you have to put how much the value is. Okay, so if you sell us $500 worth of action figure, you would need to put the value at $500. If you sell us $100 of action figure, then the value should be $100. So duties and taxes could be calculated accordingly, right? But the two boxes we received, one was declared at $7, the other one declared at $8. So it's because that UPS thought that these were such low value, they didn't charge us handling fee or anything like that. Now, I'm of two minds about this. As a collector and as a Chinese person, uh, I'm going to explain the Chinese person part in a little bit. But as a collector and as a Chinese person, I am all for it. I love sellers and stores that will underrepresent the value, like mark their uh, market as gift or market as really low value because it saves me money, right? It saves me money. When you say it's only $2, and when you get to me, I usually don't have to pay anything. When you say it's $500, when you get to me, I have to pay like you know tax for $500. Okay, so why I throw the Chinese person bit in there is because I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends who are primarily white, as this friend is in question, he finds this practice very despicable. Okay, because you're cheating the government, you're breaking the law, you're underrepresenting, you're lying to border security and custom. So I know a lot of people find this to be despicable. Not for me. Why I say because I'm Chinese, because Chinese culture is mostly about money. In Chinese culture, as long as it saves me money, yeah, okay. Well, if you want to break the law, I'm not the one breaking the law. If you want to break the law to save me money, that's great. I have no problem with that. Okay, so like I said, on one part, I'm all for it. On one part, I have no problem with that. On the other part, however, uh, I feel that if you already have bad customer service, you can't respond professionally, not even once in your email where you gave us your name in your response, not once did you put your name or phone number or any kind of contact information down. It just looked like an email from some dude, or whatever. Yeah, like there's no official extension number, blah blah blah. Call 1-800 blah blah blah. If you don't like my response, please fill out this form and stuff like that. There's none of that. Okay, there's nothing that it's so unprofessional. Like, and you are giving bad attitude on top of that, and then you are breaking the law by under declaring the value of your merchandise. All that together make me feel not very good about you. Okay, this is why I say personally I don't know if I'm going to ever buy from them again. Uh, I might. I'm pretty sure I like the action figure, uh, but yeah, I don't know if good action figure is enough to offset this kind of stuff, right? Like bad customer service, bad attitude, lack of professionalism, and then breaking the law on top of that. Yeah, that's a lot to stomach, really, a lot to stomach. I think honestly, to sum it up, what bugs me the most about this company uh, is number one, they showed no remorse as you know or attempt to calm down a unhappy customer. Okay, like again, let me point out that this is their first venture. We supported this first venture, uh, put in a lot of money into their first venture, and now this is the attitude we get from them. Okay, so that's not cool. That's not cool. Number two, there's no clear line of communication. Okay, if my friend could have found the phone number to call them and they could talk it out over the phone, this would have went down very differently because I know my friend. Uh, what his emails always look a lot meaner and more abrasive than when you actually talk to him on the phone. Because on the phone, he there's pauses, there's that little chuckle and little jokes that can uh, cool down the mood, and so temper is less likely to flare and things can get explained. But when he writes email, he does it like, well, you guys can see in a short video, but those emails are very long, very drawn out, and almost kind of insinuating and with a lot of little cuts and jabs in them. And so I think as a toy maker, okay, and I even went online to help him try to find their phone number. All I could find was email, Facebook, Instagram. There's no phone number. Like, what kind of company are you running that people can't even call you and talk to you, the living person, when they have problems like this? Okay, so that's number two. Number three, the communication from them was really poor, right? Honestly, right off the bat, if I was a company rep and the customers write me email and let's okay, a very unfriendly, very unhappy email, but basically said, "Why did you ship UPS? You just cost me a lot of money." I would have just responded to him and say, "Hey man, it's okay. Everything is okay. It's okay. Just wait until the stuff show up. There shouldn't be any charge. We took care of everything on our end. And if they do charge you, then feel free to send us a receipt and then reach out to us again, and we'll make everything right." That is the proper way to handle this, okay? Not getting into a emotional, emo, a sarcastic back and forth exchange with your customer. Not to mention, when you guys look at those emails, a lot of those emails from the seller are like one line, two lines, or a couple of words. They didn't even attempt to really write a comprehensive uh, respond to solve or patronize or calm down the customer. Not to mention that in the end, the whole thing about if you don't like the way it is, and you should run for office and change things yourself as a politician, or or if you don't like it, just decline the shipment and send it back for a refund. Those are not proper way to handle business. Okay, like if I can run a course on how not to run your customer support, how not to give bad customer service, I would use this company as example right now. Like all the stuff that was done. Again, my friend is not blameless. I will say this. Like his emails look very scathing, very uh, well, kind of insulting, I would say. Like there were definitely insinuations made in them, and calling people incompetent definitely is uh, insulting. But I'm going to put it as bluntly as I can, without coming across as a asshole. Right? I just spent $500 on your company's product, and this is your first uh, time selling product, and I supported you, and I find out that your shipping policy might end up costing me $100 more. I think me as a customer have the right to freak out a little bit. Again, not that I would do it this way. I would have waited until everything's here before I freak out. Um, but I totally understand why my friend freaked out the way he did. Okay. Um, so in the end, let me say this again. I personally, I'm not that mad at the company. I am disgusted by their customer support and lack of professionalism. But I also understand that my friend's email was was not the easiest thing to read. Um, but I feel that this could have been handled much better on both sides, but more importantly, on the side of the customer rep or whoever that was responding to the email. Um, uh, I feel that this was really poorly done. They may be really good at making action figures, but so far as what I have seen, customer support, customer service totally need some work. Okay, thank you for checking out today's video. If you are interested in reading the actual exchange, then keep tuned for the short video coming right up.